Hi, my name is Mark Bremner and I play trumpet with the Queensland Symphony Orchestra. Today I'm going to talk about sound projection and resonance. Really, the biggest thing, like the high range, it's about a relaxed belly and trying to get the freest breath that you possibly can get. We have this isometric contraction which really kills most sound on the trumpet. If you sit there and watch, student trumpet players play, you can see the effort that they're putting in. Some of it is necessary, but the majority of it really isn't. We have this real tendency to overwork essentially and overblow, and in a room that will kill the sound. So kids tend to really, they see a loud dynamic and they really blow hard, thinking that that's going to make the sound louder and bigger. But actually, there's a certain point where it actually, the tension that they're using in order to do it will counteract any of the effort, and they're going to lose sound. And out in a space, in a bigger room, we're just simply going to lose any real resonance. The resonance really for a trumpet player is one of the biggest things that we have. It enables us to play loud, softly, high, low, all of those things. Essentially what we're trying to do is trying to listen to the sound and have a really good sense of the sound that we're trying to make. Back in the 70s and 80s, Arnold Jacobs, the really famous tuba player from Chicago, he debunked a lot of myths as far as how we play. He wrote books on the real basics of what we do on a brass instrument, and they are really applicable to sound. Essentially, it's all about sound. We're trying to make the easiest, nicest sound that we can with the least amount of effort. That is really, that it comes back to our breathing and how relaxed we are and how easy it is to take in a lot of air, but then also the model of the sound that we have in our head. And if that's a big, beautiful sound, then over time, we will potentially make that sound. As far as the breathing is concerned, really, our job is to increase the airflow, is to try and get as much air in as we possibly can. Like playing high, the more air that we have, the least amount of effort that our body needs to do to work in order to propel the air fast forward through the trumpet. And if we can try and get that with not working really hard, then obviously it's going to make for a much nicer sound. Essentially what we want is a really basic idea of taking a full breath in and then just letting the air out, trying to just let it. It's like a balloon that is deflating. We don't need to squeeze air out of a balloon. All we need to do is just let the air out. And then we regulate the sound, or the air in this case, with our lips. Now, if I make my lips larger, more air comes out. If I make my lips smaller, less air comes out, but it comes out faster. So we're going to get higher and lower and louder and quieter notes. Essentially, we're trying to make this sound and this air as relaxed as we possibly can. And then at that point, it's all up here. We're trying to get it so that our brain is trying to think of really nice sound. So how we can use that is you could pick, maybe the beginning of the Haydn trumpet concerto, just the first few notes, and then just try and listen to the sound of it, and then just try and implement this breathing. You're trying to hear a bit of the ring in the room. Now, your brain really is making the sound for the same reason that you can manipulate your voice just by thinking higher or lower or whatever you want to do. You can manipulate all the sound, and so much of that comes back to the mouth shape. The more open our mouth is, the more open the sound is. Now, in a perfect world, we don't want it to be really open, too open. We want it to be in a really nice neutral position. And that basically comes back to posture and standing up nice and straight. If you stand up nice and straight, then it's a neutral position, so that then the air will just come in and out, and then the belly doesn't need to do too much work. It is essentially just a really efficient way of the air just coming in and out of the body. But really the biggest thing as far as sound is concerned and the projection is just our control of the air. The other thing that I try and think about is to try and fill more of the space. Quite often student trumpet players, when they go to play loud, they just kick in every single muscle that they've got. Whereas in reality, we want to try and think that your sound is going further or it's getting bigger. It's just filling more of the space. Now, if you're in a small little room, same rules apply. You can imagine you're in Carnegie Hall if you wanted to. So your job is to try and get it so that you're filling the space that you're in rather than sort of trying to be really aggressive and trying to blow hard. If you do that, all that happens is this: we get that isometric contraction where the muscles are just fighting themselves. And essentially how that works is that the majority of the body is just paired muscles. We have, this muscle here, its job is to bring my hand to my face, and in order for that to happen, this muscle here, my tricep, needs to relax. So one lengthens, one contracts. Now with our breathing, we do exactly the same thing. If we contract all of the muscles all at the same time, we get this, which is the isometric contraction, which essentially means that my arm can't go this way and it can't go that way, and it's stuck in one position. The mistake that most students make is that they attach that level of effort to playing loud or playing high, and then it becomes a learnt response, and it's very, very hard to get rid of. But the only real way that we can do that is by creating a new habit. Rather than trying to fix an old one, create a new one, trying to get them to breathe just simply more air in, and then just become more in control of the air, trying to get the air to travel faster. Trying to think more of a whistle as we go higher. As I said in the previous video, the flutter tongue really helps with playing high, but it also is very, very useful as playing loud and trying to fill the space that we're in. Anyway, best of luck. Good luck. Thank you.